This week, California joins the European Union and countries like Mexico and Argentina and Japan in outlining the use of phthalates in children's toys. The legislation is now law and is the work of Assemblywoman Fiona Ma, who is with us this morning. Nice to have you here.
Thank you, Ross.
Tell us what this chemical is and why it was used in the toys.
This chemical makes certain plastics softer. So they're used in teethers, in like baby books, rubber duckies, and we're trying to ensure that kids are safe because, you know, as you're a young toddler, you put everything in your mouth, so they're sucking on these toys. And what's happening is these are like toxic lollipops. All the chemicals are actually oozing into their bodies and causing developmental and hormonal defects.
Now, does the law apply only to toys for children 3 and under?
Exactly.
So, we decided I mean, it seems to me it would affect 3 and older as well.
Exactly, but babies are the most susceptible at that age to different chemicals. Phthalates are actually found in a whole host of products, from lotions to powders to shampoos.
Pacifiers.
Pacifiers,
yeah,
exactly.
Baby bottle nipples and that kind of thing.
Exactly, and so what we're trying to do is we're trying to protect the most vulnerable because at that age, that is when they are obviously the most susceptible.
So this is when the body, of course, is developing and all. What kind of ways do these phthalates manifest themselves later to cause problems?
Right. It's known to cause hormonal and other reproductive defects, such as premature puberty, which leads to cancers, liver damage, and others.
Well, the toy industry, when you were going through that, I mean, this has been a real fight for you. You had a lot of lobbying against this. One representative for the toy industry said the amounts of the chemical in a toy are so low it is not a hazard.
Well, we beg to differ. 14 countries and the European Union, including Mexico and Canada, have already banned the use of phthalates in products. And therefore, the U.S. has become the dumping ground for all the bad products because the rest of the world has higher standards than us. So what we're saying right now is that if the Federal Consumer Product Safety Commission fails to act, states are going to act. And I'm very happy that the governor saw fit to sign this bill to put California first in the nation to protect our young babies.
And then, of course, Jack Gerard, president of the American Chemistry Association, said this law is the product of politics of fear.
The fact that we had such a difficult time getting a common sense bill through the legislature is actually a politics of big money. We faced tremendous amount of lobbying efforts from the American Chemistry Council in particular, which is the organization that Mr. Gerard represents. And so there is big money. It's going to start a train across the nation. Many states are now looking at similar bans, and I will be working closely with them just to talk about the pitfalls that we faced and the difficulties.
I think actually the last time I talked to you, I brought up the fact that the vote was very close. I mean, you barely got it through the Assembly at 41-34 and the Senate 21-18, pretty much down partisan lines. Why? I mean, if this is such a problem, how could you vote that way?
Well, that was our argument to my colleagues both in both houses. But as I said, the Chemistry Council, American Chemistry Council is very strong. They had the chamber behind them, the toy manufacturers, the retailers. So a lot of different interests were lining up, trying to put doubt in my colleagues' minds. But it is a bipartisan bill. I did get support from the Republicans, and the governor obviously saw fit to sign it.
When does it actually go into effect? What date?
January 2009.
And so we've got some time here. Parents still have to watch out. Just give us a couple of tips what parents should look for when they buy a product. Does it say phthalates on the back of the packaging? Well,
in the best case scenario, parents should look for phthalate-free products. But even then, it's not guaranteed. The Chronicle did their own independent tests, for example, and found that the phthalate-free products still had phthalates in it. And that's why it's important that this ban go in place, because we cannot even guarantee that the people who are making the products are labeling them correctly. Environment California is the sponsor of the bill, and if people go to their website, www.environmentcalifornia.com, they can find the products that, the manufacturers that are producing the phthalate-free. Yeah, more information.
Good. Thanks for coming in this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.